The modern day woman is like a fucking child, man. I don't give a fuck what nobody say. The modern day woman is a child. She could be smart, she could know certain things, she could, be intelligent in certain degrees, but when it comes down to the nitty gritty, the natural element, they are children. Their outlook, the way they carry themselves, the way they conduct themselves, the way they think is on the same level as a fucking child. And even to certain degrees, a child is held accountable for more things that a woman is, not held accountable for. So it's just, it's just like, like a child is almost a step above a woman. Just being real. Modern day woman, not any woman, just a modern day liberal woman. And the reason why I emphasize this is just because of my everyday walk, my experience with them. I work with them, so I understand they are children. I don't care what nobody say. I have a manager that's a female, and she conducts herself like a child because she's dominated by her emotions. Now, the reason why I'm talking about this is because of this silly ass video and the vibration of it, and the utterances. Like they saying some really, really silly shit. Like females, they don't have, like, they lack awareness in many ways. Not even just awareness in terms of, like, you walking and you're not being like alert, or you're not being aware of your surroundings. Not even talking about that, but just talking about how shit makes them look based off of how they project themselves. It's like you have a lack of awareness. You think that on the outset, people looking at it like, oh yeah, she look good, she thick, she that. But you see these chicks walk around with they tights and they short shorts and this and that, showing all types of skin and ass cheeks and all types of shit. Total lack of awareness. Total lack of respect for self. That's the female, because they ego driven. And in a world like this, Satan is gonna feed the woman. This is why they work off the woman. This is why Satan works with the woman, because they ego driven and they proverbial Eve, and they misguided like little children. This is why you have people who say no women, no kids, because they in the same category. I don't care what nobody say. I deal with this shit every day. A woman is a child. It's not to say that she's stupid or nothing like that, but just based off of the mere natural elements of the woman, it's similar to a child. It just is, bro. Like, you go to work, you work with men, it's just unadulterated. Let's get this shit done. Pragmatism. With women, it gotta be extra shit. It gotta be this. It gotta be dramatic. It gotta be like, just calm down. You know what I mean? I'm just saying that based off of experience and like what I deal with every day. But even without that, we already understand, man. The woman is a walking child. The woman is a walking contradiction. The woman, she's just somebody that's just feeding off every element of this society, of this vibration of this society. If we was living in a righteous society, then a woman would be righteous. Women only go off of the vibration of where they at. They only products of their environment, because for the most part, they don't have their own mind. So they gotta go off the dictates of who's running this world and the vibration of this world. I don't care what nobody say. Women don't have their own mind for the most part. They have to be led. They have to be, or else you're gonna have a society like this. But this stuff we already understand is supposed to happen. That's why I say women shall be rulers over us, and we seeing it. We seeing it in a myriad of ways. It's not just the aspect of women ruling and them being over us. It's many different elements of it. Obviously, we already understand that when it comes to the nuanced aspect of it, where it's like you go to a certain place where you probably get subjugated over a woman because that's just a vibration, and now you have more jobs that's catered towards women than men, so on and so forth. There's more women managers and women in supervisor type of positions than men. So that's just the element of this world. That's just the vibration of this world. But I'm just really speaking to the aspect of how the woman has an inordinate understanding of their role in this society, and it's easy for them to get on board with the vibration of today and who's running it. We already know who's running it. We already know what spirit is running it. Like I said, if we was living in a righteous society, the woman would be righteous. Women go off of the dictates of a society. They go off of who's in charge. That's just what it is. So this is why it's so easy for them to be on board with abortion and all these different type of Luciferian ideologies, because that's just how they are. They are Eve. Not all of them. Obviously, you got some good ladies out here, but for real, bro, it's really, really far and few in between, bro. These chicks, man, they've been broken down. And it's not like it's hard for them to be broken down because that's just naturally how they are. It's easy for them to get on board with these type of, it's easy for them to conform to these things, man. It really is.
Abortion is not a bad word. We can't tiptoe around and be like, abortion.
When we don't talk about it, we're putting the future in danger.
Did y'all hear this, bro? When we don't talk about abortion, we're putting the future in danger. So women who decide to get pregnant and decide to, have the baby, that's putting them in danger. Because, essentially she's saying that if we don't talk about abortion, then more babies are going to be born. And that's dangerous. Yo, bro, the mindset and the logic of the woman is like a child. They don't even understand what they be saying. Like, this is what I mean when I talk about the lack of awareness. It's like, do you understand what you just said? How is that going to put people in danger if you're promoting life? That's pro-life. By not talking about abortion. By talking about abortion, we're pushing it. So we're influencing people to kill their fetus. We're influencing women to kill their fetuses. And that's a good thing. That's a good thing to her. My goodness, man. Isaiah 5:20.
You have to say it loud, abortion, without feeling so scared to say it.
And this is how you know these women right here, they just pawns. Because, like, abortion is abortion. But when you promote it, this is how you know that it's a gender imposition. When you promote it, it's a gender imposition. You're imposing it on people. Because all these Luciferian ideologies, they can just stand. They can just be where they at. But if you notice, with all of them, they do what they do to impose it on people. And sometimes they try to make it seem like they're not doing that. Like, leave us alone. Like, no, y'all impose it on people. When it comes to abortion, homosexuality, transgenderism, all these left-hand ideologies, and even, on a deeper scale, like the pagan aspect, when it comes to the manifestations of the origins of certain holidays and just different aspects of paganism and Luciferianism, is imposed on people. It'd be one thing if this shit is just here. But it's another thing where they impose it. You have segments like this. This is imposition. This is trying to influence other women to get on board with this and abort their fetus. Because it's all about the understanding of agendas that go hand in hand with it. That work with it in terms of, depopulation, so on and so forth. So it's all about the understanding of, how to pretty much pawn out certain gullible people, gullible demographics like women. And, they use them on a segment like this to where they impose these ideologies, like the abortion ideology on people. Hey, it's okay for you to abort your fetus. It's okay for you to say it. This is all influence. This is all imposition. That's all it is.
I had an abortion.
When I had my first abortion,
It was kind of like any other healthcare decision.
and I didn't know that I was going to be pro-abortion until I needed an abortion.
We see abortion as this very, very uncommon, isolated thing, and it's not. It needs to be shared. After opening up to my
Oh my God. Like, even sitting through this, it vexes my spirit, man. Because it's coming from people who have bugged out minds. Just being real, delusional people. This is not coming from sound-minded people, man. This is coming from liberal women who already bugged the fuck out. So you're not gonna get any sort of substance when it comes to this. Like, it's not gonna make any sense. It's not gonna be convincing only to a simple-minded person. Because the whole purpose of this segment here is to get people to be on board with this. They imposing it on people by saying what they're saying with this type of rhetoric. Like, making it seem as if it's okay. No, bro, it's not okay. I don't give a fuck. It's not. But we live in Satan's kingdom, and, the more and more we get to the nitty gritty of what's going to happen in this world, the more and more shit just going to seem just out of whack. You know what I mean? The more and more people are going to get on board with all these different Luciferian ideologies. So we can create that separation, that great separation. This fucking world, man. This shit gotta burn the fuck down. I'm tired of this shit. And it's crazy because, not to digress, right? I'm starting to understand like why I'm getting a side eye from people, even from people that I don't even know. Because I ain't gonna lie, I hold myself accountable in certain aspects. I be falling off. So I always look at it like maybe that's just because I'm not doing my part, and the Most High is putting the spirit on people to, come at me in this way. Because I've been dealing with a lot of weird shit just when it comes to people I don't even know. Where it's like I think the Most High is trying to tell me like, get right, bro. What you doing? I kind of like slipped up a little bit, when it comes to decision making. So it's important for me to understand, hold myself accountable and get right. And I'm actually doing a video about that. But the reason why I say this is because it's like we understand the spiritual element of this world, and shit is really gonna rear its head. So it's important for us to, maintain our devotion and, living up to the standards of the Heavenly Father and doing right by the Heavenly Father. Hold yourself accountable. Understand why things happen that you may see as negative, especially if you're in the knowledge. You just got to look at it like the Most High is doing that because you probably not doing what you need to do for Him. That's why it's important for you to pray. Forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors, so on and so forth.
Dad, I was standing in the kitchen with my grandma.
My friend Marion.
I talked to my aunt. She's the one who actually referred me to Planned Parenthood.
And even if you don't have someone, you have the people that you're experiencing this with.
The care I received at Planned Parenthood was incredible.
The second I got there, I felt so much support.
They respected the decision. They were kind. They were compassionate.
I remember the nurse.
She held my hand the whole time.
And after my abortion, I just started living my life.
Getting an abortion made me stronger.
See, it's this chick that's just saying dumb shit. Like, I mean, all these females are saying dumb shit, but you notice her saying the most idiotic shit. Bitch said it's gonna be dangerous for people if we don't talk about abortion. She said abortion made her stronger. It's like, this bro got a pea brain, bro. Like, what are you talking about? And I find myself saying that a lot. And sometimes in my head, because, you don't want to make the woman feel silly or nothing like that. Sometimes in my head, because you like, they say things that's just like what? Did you even hear what you just said? Like, and mind you, I'm not making this about every female. You got a lot of good females out here who are intelligent, who definitely got like, some sort of salt to them, who definitely have some sort of substance with them. So I'm not trying to make this about every female. Even some of the liberal ones, you have some of them that have some sort of salt to them. But for the most part, man, they children. I don't give a fuck what nobody say. And, they say things that they don't really understand the profundity. They just don't. They just say things like...
It took me a really long time to say I had an abortion, even as a doctor.
I was told this was going to be something horrible, but it felt like I saved my life.
All I could feel was relief.
It felt like you saved your life, but you you didn't save the life that was in you. You took away that life. So you saved your life so you take away a life to save your life. And it felt like you saved you thought you was gonna die? Fucking silly ass females, man. They just say dumb shit, bro. They just say dumb ass shit. It felt like I saved my life. Like, what are you talking about? They do not understand righteousness. They don't understand right and wrong, bro. They need to be led. I don't give a fuck what nobody say. I don't care what nobody say. Women don't have no understanding of what's right and what's wrong, bro. For the most part. They just don't. And when I say for the most part, obviously they understand certain things when it comes to what's right and what's wrong. And even you got certain women who are raised up in, households that's based in principles and morals and whatnot, especially if they was brought up in some sort of quote unquote religious household. But for the most part, like, these chicks, they don't know right and wrong. They don't know right and wrong at all. And they justify it with saying, well, this is what happened with me. Like, they so self-driven. It saved your life, but you took away a life, you idiot. You dumb bitch. I don't give a fuck what I'm talking about in this video. I don't care if people, they hear me and they're like, oh, why are you talking all this shit? Why are you saying what he's saying? Listen, man, at the end of the day, it's indignation. And when it comes to certain things that you got to sit before, It vexes your spirit. I'm sitting before this. I don't even want to do this fucking video because I'm tired of hearing silly shit. I just want to be in a safe space where I'm not around none of this nonsense. But I can't run away from it. I just can't. Just can't. You know? Sometimes I just want to just be on my own island somewhere with people that think like me. But it's just we in this cesspool full of confusion. All these different ideologies that just lead to confusion and more confusion. And women, they're like the embodiment of that. They are the embodiment of confusion. That's just what it is. Love the woman, got sisters, God rest my mother's soul, so on and so forth. So it's not no disrespect towards women. It's just an understanding of the vibration of the society and who's being misled or being used, rather. And that's the women. That's people that are on the same wavelength as the women. That being trannies and homosexuals and whatnot. And all these different fucking genders and shit. Like you apply for a job now. It's no longer what's your gender. It's gender identity. Like what? No, bro. Like what's my gender? The fuck? Gender identity. Like we really in this shit now. This is why, I praise the Heavenly Father. This is why you always got to give all the glory to the Heavenly Father. Because he told you this is what we're going to see. And we seeing it. We seeing this wacko ass shit. We live in a cartoon fucking society, man. I know I'm going on a tangent, but this is just one of those videos, man. For real.
And I don't regret that.
It was an easy decision for me because the alternative wasn't an option.
I will tell any and everybody about my abortion.
I tell my abortion story because
I want to normalize abortion.
Somebody out there can't tell theirs.
my story.
You want to normalize abortion? Shit, that shit been normalized, man. It's not like it's some sort of like foreign thing. That shit been normalized. It's not something where it's like it's abnormal. Like shit. You have like a percentage that's like high as hell within the black community when it comes to abortion. So that shit is not like it's abnormal. Shit happens a lot. We live in a satanic world. So of course you're going to have that practice. That practice is based in the worship of Satan or the worship of a pagan god. That being Baal, the god of child sacrifice. That's really what abortion is about. That's why they push it. This is really a thinly veiled conveyance of the worship of Baal. That's what this is. They push an abortion because they understand on a deeper level that is based in the worship of Baal. This is why they push it. This is why they push Luciferian ideologies to get you on board with it because it's replicating the understanding of the Tower of Babel. Remember during the Tower of Babel, Cush and Nimrod, they led a rebellion against the Most High. What was based in that rebellion? The same thing people being taught in these days. So people who conform to these ideologies, they rebelling. They rebelling against the Heavenly Father. And some of them don't even understand that. This is why I say women, they need to be guided because they don't even understand like the after effects of what they do. They don't understand the profundity of what they do or say. That's why I say they need to be guided. They do, bro. I don't care what nobody say. They just do.
Story is just one story in the tapestry of abortion stories.
And I think that if a lot more people would be open and listen.
That's how we can break down those walls and have these conversations.
And I can stand up straight because who's going to tell me that my personal experience is wrong or invalid?
Even though it's scared.
God is going to tell you that when you get judged. That's who's going to tell you that. God going to tell you that. So I just wanted to get the book of Job in chapter 39, starting at verse 16, where it says, "She is hardened against her young ones, as though they were not hers. Her labor is in vain without fear, because the Most High hath deprived her of wisdom, neither hath he imparted her to her understanding." Once again, verse 16, "She is hardened against her young ones, as though they were not hers. Her labor is in vain without fear, because the Most High hath deprived her of wisdom, neither hath he imparted to her understanding." And that just encapsulates this whole video. These two scriptures right here. So let's get the book of Isaiah. Let's go up. No, I'm sorry, going down. Isaiah 5:20. And I'm sure you brothers are familiar with these scriptures here. Just put a little, cherry on top of this video. Isaiah 5:20. Woe unto them that call evil good and good evil, that put darkness for light and light for darkness, that put bitter for sweet and sweet for bitter. Once again, a further encapsulation of this video. Woe unto them that are wise in their own eyes and prudent in their own sight. That's this world. And it just goes back to the beginning where pretty much Satan told Adam and Eve that you shall be as gods. You shall establish right and wrong. And this is what's going on in this world. This is what's going on in this world right now. Right now. The woman is proverbial Eve. That's just what it is.